Good morning, good morning. You've beaten me here on the Facebook Live this morning. I am heading your way. Facebook's not enjoying playing very well with me this morning. It's not loading very well. So if you're here before me, hang tight. I'm on the way. I'm just getting things to load. For some reason, I said maybe Facebook knows that it's Monday morning here and it doesn't want to play any more than I want to play. So just hang tight with me while we make it all happen. Yay, here it is on this page. Let me see if I can find where I am. You got to love technology, but only when it works. So bear with me if you are here before me. I am just getting it to all start loading. And it is being mega slow this morning. Let's hope that doesn't affect our live feed. That would be very, very inconvenient if it did. Here we are. I have found me. So again, waiting for Facebook to load. It's just being a wee bit slow this morning. Just a wee bit slow. So if you're here before me, welcome, welcome. Please say hi and pop it into the box. Good morning, everyone. I made it here. Oops, my volume. All this technology I've got to remember on a Monday morning. Man, this is just like, okay. So I believe I have clicked all the buttons and I am here with you this morning. Good morning already. We've got Leisha, Nettie, Tracy, Lynette. Good morning to each and every one of you. It's fabulous. It may be afternoon where you are. It may be evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Tapping Circle, your home of all things EFT on what it is for us is a Monday morning. Good morning, fabulous Elaine. Welcome to the call. Great to have you here. Please continue to say good morning. We will wait a couple of minutes because I know by the time the blurb and the spike goes out, it takes a little bit of time for us all to gather here on the call. This morning, as I've written up, we are going to play with overcoming procrastination. Now, I've got a bit of a delay on the screen, so if you've got a delay, I do apologise. I don't know what's happening with technology this morning. I said it must be, not so happy with a Monday morning like the rest of us aren't. So please continue to send through hello. Please, of course, if you have any questions throughout the call, what I ask you to do is put a capital Q in front of it. As we get to scroll through, or I get to scroll through, and I start to look at any questions that people have, if it's in amongst the comments, it gets a little bit tricky to find where the comments are and where the questions are. So yes, love your comments, love you to participate in the call, but love even more if you put a capital Q in front of that question so that I absolutely know that it is a question you want answered and I can answer that for you. So a couple of minutes in, so who am I? I'm Lorna Hollinger. I own the Australian Tapping Institute here in Sydney. It is a global online EFT practitioner school. We train you to be not only EFT practitioners, but to be amazing life coaches as well. It's a dual certification program. It covers everything you're going to need from being an amazing practitioner, how to communicate with your clients, how to understand their patterning, their behaviours, to make you a really great integrated coach and a really great integrated practitioner. So it's 100% online, so no matter where in the world you are, you can come and join us. We even do a whole lot of marketing in our course as well. I want you to graduate highly skilled, well-trained, and really well paid for in the marketplace. So if EFT practitioner training is something you're interested in, or even just a little bit curious about, feel free to join us. In the information for the call, there is our website. You could pop to there after the call. Don't head there now. There is the practitioner login where you can find out more information. There is also some free courses that I would invite you to join. There is the Self-Love Project, which is like an introduction to tapping. It gives you an idea of the kind of program that you could create, the kind of lead magnet you could have to attract clients. It gives you an idea of tapping and the sort of thing we could help you create. The other one is Your Life by Design. It is a coaching program. Yes, hello, it's part of the part of tapping, and it has that, but it gives you more of that coaching stuff. So it starts to integrate you in if you were thinking you might like to be a life coach, and what sort of stuff do life coaches cover. So after the call, pop over there and get your free calls. But at the moment, so let me focus back into where we are right now. Always gets tricky when I have to kind of putting things on. Barry's putting his tap shoes on. Excellent, Barry. Well, get your hands as well, honey, because we do tapping with our hands, not necessarily with our feet, but great to have you on the call, Barry. So today's topic, overcoming procrastination. So for those who are brand new to tapping, all you have to do is follow along with me. We're playing in the energy circuitry, the energy meridians. Unlike many of the calls on this channel, this one's about self-help. This one's about giving you a tool to work through your stuff and help you be empowered and help you know that your power to sort your stuff is in your hands, not necessarily having to always go to a therapist. You can do some of the work on your own. So tap along with me and just follow along. Welcome to everyone who's joined the call. Don't overthink this. Just tap along with me. Feel and experience. That's what tapping's about. So as you know, I've got a class written down. So if I'm looking right thing, I have a full class for you. And we are going to sort out some procrastination for you. So even though part of me isn't grounded and part of me isn't present, I'm going to choose to love and accept who I am. Even though I can't stop thinking about everything I have to do, feels like my brain is elsewhere. I'm going to choose to love and accept who I am. Even though I feel a bit scattered, feel there's so much to be doing, I'm going to give myself permission to be here, to spend this time on me, because I do love and accept who I am. So we're just going to go tapping through the points. Again, don't overthink this. Don't worry about it. You can't get it wrong. Just tap through the points with me. And if you miss a point, don't worry. Just keep tapping. I choose to feel present now. Feeling present and grounded. I'm feeling more present and grounded. Feeling more present. Feeling more grounded. Feeling safe in my body. Safe and grounded. I'm a little bit up in the air still. So much going on in my life. Too much going on in my life. Sometimes I can't stop. Sometimes I can't stop thinking. Sometimes it's hard to focus. And there is just too much to do. But I'm going to feel present now. Give myself permission to have this time. Time for me. Time to feel present. Time to feel grounded. Time to feel present. Safe. Present. Grounded. This time is for me. So fabulous. So as we do in all of our calls, I want you to make sure that you have a journal. This isn't a sitting, listening to call. It's been designed and written for you as an active call. It's intended for you to be focused on you during this call so you can do some of the work here in the call. Tapping is experiential. It's about doing. It's not about listening. So I will warn you though, the cold and the cough that kept me away last week is still hanging around a little bit. So I will absolutely persevere, but I apologize now if I do have to have a cough. Now, as I said at the beginning, for those of you who weren't here right on the beginning, love your comments, love your feedback, love you to put comments into the comment box. But if it's a question, if you can just put a capital Q so we know that it's a question, so that when I'm scrolling through and want to answer your questions, I can get to that without having to read all of the comments. So that's the only rule we have. Do the work and queue for question, please. So procrastination, let's get into it. I think there are 4 types of kind of procrastinators in the world. We have the ones that are anxious. They get worried all the time and they get themselves all worried about what they've got to do and how they've got to do it. And they just seem to get a little bit bogged down in the worry of it all. The next lot is the fun. I'm too busy having fun. There's too many other fun things to do, too many other exciting things to do. And so they're the fun procrastinators. They'll prioritize fun first. Then there's the plenty of time procrastinators. I've got heaps of time to do this. I'll leave it till later. I'll go into all this other stuff first. And they prioritize other stuff first. Then there's the perfectionists amongst us, the ones that procrastinate and don't get things done because they've got this whole idea it needs to be perfect and how they're going to make it perfect. And then they get worried that it's not going to be perfect before they've even started. So I think they're the four kind of procrastinators. Which one do you connect with? Which one sounds more like you? Our anxious procrastinator, get all worried and stressed about something before it even happens. Too busy off having fun, prioritize fun things instead of what needs to be done. Our plenty of time people, I can get that done later, all good, back myself into a corner later. Or the perfectionist ones. We usually fit into one of the four categories. They might not quite be yours, but we usually do. So now let's look at the common ways that people actually do procrastinate. The excuses that you give yourself. Now, I've written all these down. Beverly, she's a worrier. So we have Beverly the worrier with us. Let's knock some of this out of the park for you, Beverly. That's it. Some of the common ways, some of the things that we do to actually do the procrastination. So to me, procrastination is a thing that we do. It's not random. It's not, oh, goodness, it happens to me and I had no control. It's actually a bit of a choice. It usually comes from a trigger in behind the brain, and it usually is triggered by a fear or a worry or something that's happened before. But let me just tell you about the different kinds of procrastination we have. And if one of them resonates with you, I want you to write it down. Because remember, a couple of minutes here in our journal before we get really started in. Avoidance. Are you an avoidance where you will avoid the task, you'll avoid the meeting, you'll avoid going somewhere? You might sit down and watch TV instead of doing the thing you're supposed to do. So you do an avoidance strategy. You go and avoid what you need to do because all these other things are suddenly more important. Are you a distraction one? Do you engage in behaviors or distraction things that just eat up all your time? Do you, do you surf the net? Do you flick through magazines where you're just flicking through? Do you do social media? Do you just seem to wander around a bit aimlessly and not really, suddenly picking up things that need to get moved around the house? Are you one who does distraction? Are you kind of a trivialization one? This is a bit tricky. That trivialization is the whole, well, it's not really that important, and what else I need to do is more important, so I'll just put that one off because this one's more important. So trivializing it. Comparatives. Look, I didn't get that done, but, she didn't get it done either, and she never got round to doing it, or he never got round to doing it. That comparison stuff, because I'm better than somebody else, even though I didn't do it, that's still okay. Are you a comparison person? Are you one that does humor? Look at how hard she's had to work to get that weight off anyway. Like how hard does she have to work and do things and laughing about it? No, it's fine that I don't get it done. Is that you? Do you use humor as your procrastinator? Are you someone that does the external blaming? Oh, God, I've got to get all the things done with the kids, and I've got to do the lunches, and I've got to do this for him, and I've got to do that for her, and, oh, my mum always rings all the time, and she always wants things. Are you always blaming something external to you? Are you always wanting other people's feedback before you actually get into that? Are you one of the people that does that? Do you do a reframe? That's pretending to get an early start. So, I'm most productive after 2:00, or I don't really get into things in the morning. I'm far better at things in the afternoon. Do you use those sorts? So that one's a reframe. The next one's denial. Pretending that you're not even procrastinating, pretending that you're doing the task you're meant to be doing, even though you're not really doing the task that you're doing anyway. But you're in denial. I'm getting it. It's coming. Is there just straight up laziness? Are you just like, I just too lazy and I just do not want to do this? Is that much sense? I'm lazy. I'm just never going to get to it. Is that one of yours? So notice that there's all different kinds of procrastination. And this is the few that I think trick people up. How many can you relate to? Do you do one or more? Do you have your favorite that you head back to frequently? So I want you to think about here. So we're going to do some what we're calling tapping suds rating. I want you to get some rating on and get some intensity on what you're feeling right now. So if you've got a task you've been avoiding, a thing you've been avoiding, what is it? Write it down really quickly, still in your journal. Do you get a physical response in your body? If so, I want you to write that down what it is. Now, I want you to check in. If you were to think of, I have to do this task now, what sort of rating do you get? 0 to 10. And we're going to do some tapping on this. The rest of the call's all tapping on all of this. I want you to get a rating, 0 to 10. Make a note of that number. What sort of intensity do you feel around the task you're not doing and the task that you should be doing, the thing that you're putting off? And let's get in to do some tapping on this, okay? And we're going to take a quick drink before I start. Excuse me, I keep thinking the more I keep lubricated, the more we can get through the class, and I will be here with you the whole time. So on the eyebrow point, now remember, just tap through the points with me. Don't overthink them. If you miss one, don't worry. If you can't do it without your glasses, don't worry about your glasses point. For those of you who'll comment, I don't use under the arm. I started my business in Sydney with big busted women with sweaty armpits because it gets hot here. I don't use under the armpit. If you want to, please do. I just don't, okay? So I haven't missed one. It's purely a choice for what we did to make things comfortable. This procrastination. This procrastination that I do, the procrastination, avoiding the task, all of this procrastination, avoiding what I know I should do, this procrastination, all this procrastinating that I do, this procrastination. I am a procrastinator. I do a lot of procrastinating. This procrastination. This procrastination. It trips me up all of the time. These feelings that come along with it. This procrastination. This procrastination. This procrastination. All of these things that I avoid. All these things that need doing. All these jobs that need doing. All these things that I have to do. All of these tasks. All this procrastination. The stress that I cause myself. The anxiety. The worry. The avoidance. All this procrastination. All this stress I cause myself. All of this worry. The stress that I cause by just avoiding it. Then I berate myself. Then I get annoyed. Then I'm upset and anxious. Then I'm even more stressed. All of this procrastination. Now, hoping you can stop tapping now. I hope you're starting to feel all of this shift in your body. You're starting to feel the energy when it starts to moving. Now, back to your journal. What type of the 4 are you? Are you always an anxious procrastinator? Are you always a prioritizing fun procrastinator? Or does it depend on what the circumstances are? Does it depend on the task? Does it depend on whether you're at home or whether you're at work? Are you one of the poorly managed time people? Are you, I'll do it later procrastinators? Are you an always needing to be perfect? Are you a perfectionist procrastinator? Have a think which one you are. Have a think. Do you always go back to the one? Do you play out multiple? Have a writing quickly in your journal which one it is for you. And we're going to continue to tap on these. as we go through. So from a dictionary explanation puts it in that in order for behavior to be classified as procrastination, it needs to be counterproductive, so it doesn't really get you very much. It needs to be a bit needless, so it doesn't really get you anything, and it needs to delay what you need to do. It's not uncommon, as we know, for procrastination to bring in stress. It brings in a severe sense of guilt. It can bring in crisis, loss of productivity. Your day's just gone. Your business suffers. Your career suffers. The stuff at home suffers because things don't get done, and then they get up on top of you, and then you're pushing to get things done. It causes a lot of stress and anxiety. So let's get a little bit quick sciencey, so you know why you do it. So procrastination, what actually drives it? Behavior psychology has worked out that there's something called a time inconsistency. Even though you've got great intentions, it sucks you in despite of that. So time inconsistency refers to the part of the human brain that likes to get highly values immediate rewards, and try again. Time inconsistency refers to the way that the human brain values immediate rewards more highly than future rewards. We talk about that quite a lot, where we like the instant gain. We like the instant reward that comes with that. So imagine you've got two selves. Imagine you've got your present self and your future self. When we set goals, like, I don't know, I'm going to study, I'm going to get the housework done, I'm going to exercise today, learn a language, whatever it is. You're making plans for future. You're making plans for what's going to be great when you get it done. However, when you go to do the actual work that's needed to get to the goal, it's your present self. So future self loves goals. It loves the future stuff, but it's actually the present self that takes action. So we need to get a motivator for the present self, because the future self isn't doing the work. The present self is. So when we can sort of think a little bit like that, it will hopefully help us to be able to get some strategies in place that will help with the overwhelm and help with the anxiety and help with getting into the task. Say, for instance, you decided, I'm going to do some exercise today, but you only exercise when you've got your most favorite music on. Your future self just loves the music. It loves what's going to happen. It loves being invested in how this is going to look and feel. It invests in the motions, but the present self will do the task because we've got some great music to listen to. That may be one of them. You may do it with food. My future self loves the idea of my slim body and my health and fitness, but your present self goes, well, I really just want to eat on blah, blah right now. It wants to have some chocolate. It wants some instant gratification or whatever it is you want to eat. Imagine being able to flip that. I will eat this because it will feel so yummy, healthy, and fabulous and watery and delicious, rather than knowing that chocolate or that bad food. It's a way we can start to flip it. But we're going to continue to do some tapping to get this out. So in short, your brain values long-term benefits when it's in the future. So your brain values tomorrow, but it values immediate gratification when it comes to the present decision-making right now. Okay? Future-based loves the idea of it being slim and healthy and fit and whatever else, but the now you, instant gratification. So let's continue on with our tapping, will we? Eyebrow point. This procrastination, these things that I avoid, this procrastination, these jobs need to be done, all this procrastination, all the things that I have to do, why can't I just do them? Instant gratification, long-term rewards, instant satisfaction, rewards off into the future, such inner conflict, my inner conflict, all around this procrastination, all of this conflict inside my own head, all of this conflict. It feels good. It feels like good against bad. All of this conflict. I know that I should. But then all the other important things, they come up, they raise their head. All of those other things that needs to be done, they pop into my head. They need to be done now. All of this procrastination, all this procrastination. I have so many things that must be done. I have too much to do. All the things I need to do. Where do I start? Which one do I do first? Keep tapping with me. We're back to the eyebrow. Or sorry, to the, yes, up to the eyebrow. What if I get it wrong? What if it isn't right? All of this procrastination. What if they don't approve? What if it looks wrong? What if it takes me too long? What if I can't finish it? All this procrastination. So many other things that simply need to get done. Do I get anxious? Do I get stressed? Do I prioritize fun instead of what needs to be done? My time gets away from me. I just don't get enough done. And everything that needs to be done, where do I start? I just procrastinate. And then I waste time. And then I procrastinate again. Instant gratification, long-term rewards, instant satisfaction, rewards off into the future, such inner conflict, my inner conflict, this procrastination. So stop tapping. I'm going to take a quick swig. You're going to go to your journal. Now, remember at the beginning of the call, I got you to write down your number. I got you, and I want you to go and I want you to check in with that number again, whether it's gone up or it's gone down. Now, think specifically about the task. Don't move from task. Stay on the same task we were on. Now, the same thing you were procrastinating, stay on the one topic. So I want you to know, on a 0 to 10, has it gone down? Most likely it has gone down. If it hasn't and it's gone up, A, are you still on the same topic? Are you still on the same task? Or did something else in and around that topic pop up, which is really, really common. Once we start to do the work and we start to unlock things, you've heard me talk about tabletops and table legs in previous calls. Procrastination is your tabletop. The other things that pop up and the other things that come up and the other thoughts and emotions and stuff that come up, they're your table legs. They're where you're going to do the work. But remember, this is a global call. This is a whole bunch of people on a call together. We can't personalize this for each one of us. So I want you to take a note. Firstly, has your number gone down? What's it gone down to? We are, of course, aiming for 0. If you've had something else pop up and another thought or another word, write that down because that's going to be your homework after the call. Now, procrastination happens in the brain and in our lives for many, many reasons. Now, depending on who you are, where you've grown up, who you've grown up, what the internal reward system in your brain is wired to, as for what procrastination you're going to use. Now, personally, I'm a person who likes to get things organized in advance. And partly that is because, A, I've got a lot going on, but B, I don't want to keep a lot of things in my head. You can only keep a couple of ideas and up thoughts in your head anyway. So I like to use a bit of a date system. So if I've got something that's 3 months away, the likelihood of me engaging in the details of all of that is pretty slim. But if it's next week and I've got it something with someone else, I want to lock in the details of who, what, when, where, and write them all down and get them firmed up so then I don't have to look at them again. If I'm hanging out with someone and they go, oh, I don't know, I'll let you know Saturday, I don't have to think about that again until Saturday. But if I can get the stuff locked in because it's a future-based thing, I am. Then I don't have to procrastinate on other stuff. because I don't have all the thoughts in my head. I don't love tasks list either, but they sure are handy. Now, there are people, and there's going to be some of you on the call, that get an adrenaline rush from leaving things to the last minute. You get to embroil yourself in some drama. You get to sometimes have drama just about yourself. Sometimes you get to drama with somebody else. You get to tell people how busy you are. You get to be important. All of those things are getting that need for significance met in a relatively unresourceful way. Now, I know it sounds quite mad, but there is a payoff to your procrastination, particularly if you bring drama into your life with it, and you get to tell people, and you get to be super busy and all the other stuff that goes with it. If you get to do all of that, maybe some of the drama in your life is where you need to do some of the work on your procrastination. Do I get drama out of it? Who else do I involve? How much attention do I get from my procrastination? And maybe that's some of the work you need to do. Now, our lovely our perfectionists amongst us, they will put things off for fear of it not being perfect when it's finished, of fear of judgment, of fear of what other people will think of the finished product and their results along the way. You guys get to delve into what are the little triggers from the past where you haven't got it right or someone did make a comment. You can get yourselves into a real bind. People who've got perfectionism strategies, this can be totally debilitating because it means you won't even start. So which one are you? Which one of these are you? Get really clear on it so you can work on it. Not for any other reason than I want you to be true to yourself in these calls, because I want you to be able to do the work. I want you to get EFT to really, really work for you and knock stuff out of the park for you. And getting specific about your thing and honest with you is the way to do it. You're not posting it on Facebook. You're not needing to tell another soul on this planet. But you are wanting to be true to yourself. And for some of us, this space where we do the work is the only truth that we hear, and it's the only place we allow ourselves to be truthful. Lots of people don't even allow it. But when you're doing your tapping, do the work, be honest and truthful with you, then you can get to the heart and the core of it. So one of the things I learned in business, particularly in business, I run a very, very business here as at the Australian Tapping Institute. We have students, we have enrollments, we have assessments, we do live calls. I got a lot of stuff going on in and around my students. So what I did learn in early days is I read a book called Eat That Frog. Horrible term, horrible expression, but a really, really, really great concept. The concept is take that one thing that you are absolutely hating and not wanting to do, get it out of the way. Do it first. Have the difficult conversation first. If you hate the exercise, go and do the exercise first. Whatever it is for you that's going to do your procrastination, whatever it is for you that you don't want to do it first. Get it out of the way, get rid of it. Sometimes that is the easiest antidote to this procrastination stuff. Just get the really crappy one done and dusted, and then you're free. And with that, it means you can get back to things that you want to do, like to do, but it's done. Have a think about that. Eat that frog. So let's go and do some more tapping. As I promised, we will do plenty in this call through each of the points. And you'll notice that we are acknowledging the negative. We're acknowledging the stuff that's going in your head anyway. It's the negative thoughts that have come up. It's all the stuff that's coming up anyway. That's the stuff you want to be working on. My need to be perfect. This need to get it right. My perfectionism. Where else do I feel this? My perfectionism. Where else do I do this? This need to be perfect. To step away from boring, to have a little excitement. I didn't realize that was what I was doing. This little bit of drama, fueling my procrastination. Where do I get drama from this? Where do I get attention? Do I get it from my colleagues? Do I get it from my family and friends? From my partner? From my parents? All the drama. Do I really invent all this? Keep tapping straight to the eyebrow. Oops. Oops, I'm dropping my page. This little bit of drama. Or maybe I cause a lot of drama. Maybe I drag others in to my procrastination drama. Do I blame others? Is it someone else's fault? Does someone in my life get the blame? Is it my family? Is it a friend? Is it work? Is it my to-do list? Is it someone else's fault? Do I blame others? I need to think about that. My need for excitement. My need for variety. My need to step away from things that are boring, things that are mundane, things that are routine, and things that are dull. Is it fear that arises for me? Is it the unknown of it? Is it the stress? Maybe how long it's going to take me. Whether I can actually do it. And whether it'll be right when it's done. All of this stress that I bring in. Does my procrastination come with drama? Does it come with berating myself? Does it give me an excuse to be mean to myself? To call myself names? Or to be critical? Does it bring in my critical voice? Does it lift up my critical voice? Makes it louder and louder. This critical voice. All of this drama. Being critical to myself. My critical voice. It often raises its head when I procrastinate. And it makes it worse. My critical voice. It has a lot to say when I procrastinate. So again, time to stop tapping. Now I want you to go back to your number. I want you to go back to the beginning. Beginning of the call when we looked at your numbers, 0 to 10. Now I love it when your numbers come down. I love it when we start to do the tapping and we get from wherever you peaked at to start with and down lower in your numbers. And I want to know what your number has come down to. Are you getting more relaxed about the tasks? Are you feeling better about it? Are you enjoying the idea that you can now go and do the task? Or has your number spiked? Did your number go up? Make sure you haven't swapped to a different task, but notice what comes up. Remember, procrastination's that tabletop. What's coming up for you are the table legs. They're the work that you can do with you after the call. Make note of them. Write down what they are. They are all your tabletop targets, the table legs, or the other things that pop up while we talk about procrastination and we talk about your strategy and we talk about what you do. These are really important things to write down for you, even if it's just a single word. I want you to make note of your number. 0 to 10, where are you? What's your number come down to? Alrighty, so I want you to continue your tapping. Let's go. My procrastination. It will no longer rule me. It will no longer be able to. It's not going to make the decisions. It will no longer have a hold on me. because I'm taking things back. I can better see what I have been doing. That little bit of drama, that little bit of attention, those things I got to avoid, all the feelings that I got to avoid while doing my procrastination. But it didn't really help me. Probably just made things worse. All the procrastination I've been doing, all the wasted time, all of this wasted energy, all of this procrastination, I'm done with it. I am going to see that my procrastination has been a strategy I've been using to make myself feel safe. Safe on some level from something that I have feared, from something that has worried me, something in my past, something that happened in my past triggered my unsafety, triggered my lack of safety. Something in my past triggered my procrastination. Something I thought that it was saving me from. Something I thought I was able to escape from. All of these emotions. It comes down to how I'm feeling and how I want to feel instead. All of these emotions wrapped up in procrastination. All of these emotions running my life again. Instead of me running them, instead of me running them, they have been running me. All of these emotions, that old procrastination, those things that I used to avoid, that old procrastination, that thing in the past, that old procrastination, my old pattern, that old thing I used to do, instant gratification, the long-term rewards, instant satisfaction, rewards off to the future. There was inner conflict. There was my inner conflict. But the way is now clearer. Instant gratification versus long-term rewards. Instant satisfaction versus rewards off to the future. There was once inner conflict. My conflict is resolved. The way is clearer for me. Recognizing my patterns and some of my triggers too, and some of my own behaviors that no longer serve me. That old thing that I used to do that doesn't do me any favors. It doesn't help me out at all. That old thing I used to do. That old thing I used to do. That old thing. It no longer controls me. I'm going to eat that frog. Getting that thing done first. Getting it out of the way to get on with my day. That old thing that used to happen, that old thing that used to come up, that old conflict that used to happen. I used to think it reduced my stress, but it doesn't. I'm going to eat that frog. I am going to reduce my stress. I am going to increase my productivity. No more drama for me. No more attention seeking through drama for me. No more needing someone else to notice. No more external appreciation needed. Internal satisfaction is mine. I can be internally guided on what's right for me. Internally guided of the outcomes that I want. Internally guided. I can now be internally guided, not external. So now that we've cleared that out, one last time, I want you to go back to your task or your event that we talked about, apologies, at the beginning of the call. I want you to know, has your number come down? 0 to 10. Where are you now? Has it come down? What's it come down to? Now, if you had some other triggers and other words and other emotions popping up during the call, have they also come down? Check in with them. 0 to 10. How intense do they feel now? Remember, procrastination tabletop, all those little thoughts and events and things that popped into your head during the call, they are all your table legs. They're where you're going to do your homework and your tapping after the call. So what I want you to do is check into your body. Is it down? Is it down to a 0 or close enough to a 0? If it's not down to a 0 and you're still spiking, you can do this call again after the call. You can do some tapping on each of your words. So whatever word popped up, set a timer and just do 5 minutes. So say you had, I don't know, mum shouted at me, or mum was always watching me, or the teacher always commented, or the kids laughed. Just do 5 minutes, just to doing the rounds, that thing they said, that laugh, they laughed, or I am safe, I'm fine. Something. 5 minutes is all you need to do. Set your timer and do some of the work. You can do it while you're walking around the house. You can do it a little. Some people say don't do it in the car. I tend to just do one spot in the car. If you're sitting at traffic lights, perhaps. If you're on public transport, super easy. But do the work. Just don't make this a once a week thing for you. Make it something that you continue to do throughout the week. So I want you to do that. Once again, I am Lorna Hollinger and I run the Australian Tapping Institute. It is a practitioner EFT certification program. We take you and turn you into the most amazing life coach and EFT practitioner both together, which is going to give you your EFT to help your clients understand patterning, understand behaviors, understand why your clients are doing what they're doing, so you can get deep dive and start clearing out their muck and their muddle really, really effectively. We even include how to market your business and get you up and running. It's a global program. It's a 100% online. So if practitioner training is something you are even slightly curious about, come and join us at the AustralianTappingInstitute.com.au. Up in the top corner, you'll see there's some home study programs. The Self-Love Project is your introduction to tapping. It's your beginning space, so you know what sort of tapping you would be doing with some clients. Your Life by Design, another free program that I'm going to offer you. It's going to teach you what coaches do, what life coaches do, what sort of conversations we tend to have, to start to get you into a space to go, maybe this is for you, maybe it's not. Even if you don't want your own business, we have people in our school who just want to be amazing and fabulous coaches for other people. And so they are in Party Plan. There's some girls in direct selling. There's a woman in corporate. They want it so they can do amazing life coaching skills. Part of our program is working on you. So we get to do clearing out a lot of our own stuff and what we do with that. So welcome, Shannon. You've just tuned in. Could you show the technique for procrastination? Shannon, the whole call has been about your procrastination. I would love for you to go back to the beginning and actually sit with your journal and go through the class yourself. Take about 50 minutes and it will actually walk you through the procrastination. It'll explain to you what it is and it will give you all the tools and techniques you need to do your tapping at home for procrastination. So I'm going to wind up because my voice is going. Thank you so much, everyone who tunes in every week. I love having you here. I love your comments. we will see you again here next week, whatever time it is for you. For me, it's Sydney time, 9:30 on a Monday morning, when I get to look out at beautiful blue skies here at my home office. For you, wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous Sunday, because unless you're South Pacific, New Zealand, you're behind me, so you haven't quite got to Monday, a lot of you anyway. It's been always great to have you here. If you have specific topics, please get in touch with me, either through Messenger or through the email or through our website. Please don't put it here on the spiritual events directory. Sarah has so much traffic in her personal Messenger that she's not able to sort of send them over. So please connect with me if you have any specific topics that you would like me to do tapping on these calls, because the calls are for you. I want you to immerse yourself in EFT tapping. I want you to feel what we all feel and how we all feel when we do it. So let's just finish up with some final grounding tapping, and let's get ourselves onto our day. Sunset in New York, Shannon. Hey, I love New York. Was there a couple of years ago. Sitting at Brooklyn watching the sunset over Manhattan was awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's finish up with some grounding. I choose to feel present now. Feeling present and grounded. I'm feeling more and more present, more and more grounded, more present, more in my body, more present for myself, recognizing my body, feeling safe in my body, safe in my body. We're feeling grounded, feeling present, feeling safe. Now, the last minute, I want you to add in your own words. This is where we pump it up for an amazing week. I am an amazing person. I am fabulous. Tell me what yours are. Well, what I mean to say is say them to yourself now. I am a fabulous person. I am a great mum, or I'm a great dad. I'm a really good child. I'm really nice to my parents. I look after them. I'm really great to my brother or my sister. My friends love me and I love them. I'm a really special person. I could bring great gifts to the world. Bring yours in. I don't care if you don't believe it, bring them in. All these things I like about myself. All these things I think I'm great at. All of these great things about me. I'm going to celebrate them and celebrate them and celebrate them and celebrate some more and celebrate who I am, the person I have become, how much I love myself, celebrating me, the person I am, the person I choose to be, the choices I make, because I'm truly loving life on my terms, as it should be. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to serve you once again today. If you're at the end of the call, please go back and do the work. 5 more minutes of tapping before you go about your day. Go and do that. I will absolutely see you on the next call. I said, it's always fabulous to have you with us. It's always fabulous to be here. And I will see you again, same time next week. And much love to you today. Bye.